followed you. Is there a problem? You guys are good?
3 days from now, Taylor Swift is about to walk into the Dolby Theatre in Los Angeles for the first time since her engagement, and the internet is about to lose its mind. But before we get to that moment, we need to talk about what Nashville just did to her, where her honeymoon is apparently taking her across 9 destinations on 3 continents, and why 2 of the most famous women in Hollywood are handling the wedding guest list in completely opposite ways. There is so much happening right now, let's get into all of it. So let's start with the big one. Taylor Swift has officially confirmed she will appear at the iHeart Radio Music Awards on March 26th. This is her first award show appearance of the entire year, her first public appearance in any official capacity since her talk show run back in October. She has been completely off the radar for 5 months, nesting with Travis, planning the wedding, staying invisible, and now she's walking back into the spotlight with 9 nominations. 9. The most of any artist this year. She's nominated for Artist of the Year, Song of the Year for The Fate of Ophelia, Pop Song of the Year, Best Music Video, Best Lyrics, Favorite TikTok Dance, and more.
Taylor Swift leads the pack of most noms. Overall, Swift scored 9 nominations, including Song of the Year, Best Music Video, and Top Pop Artist.
She's already the most awarded artist in the history of the iHeart Radio Awards with 34 wins. She's the only artist to ever win Song of the Year twice, and now she's walking in with 9 chances to add to that total. But here's what fans are really buzzing about. This could be her first red carpet appearance with Travis as a couple. They've been together for nearly 3 years. They've been engaged since August, and they have never walked a red carpet together, not once. Every awards show, every premiere, every gala, they've always arrived separately or skipped the carpet entirely. If Taylor walks that red carpet on Thursday with Travis beside her, it will be one of the most photographed moments of the entire year. And it's happening 3 days from now. But here's where the week gets complicated, because 2 days before this announcement dropped, Nashville did something that stung. On Friday, March 20th, the Country Music Hall of Fame announced their 2026 class of inductees. This was the first year Taylor Swift was even eligible. You need 20 years since first achieving national prominence, and her debut album came out in 2006. So 2026 was her very first shot. Vince Gill, a Country Music Hall of Fame member himself, publicly backed her candidacy days before the announcement. He said he'd fully support her induction and predicted they'd eventually put her in. Fans were hopeful. The internet was buzzing.
Taylor Swift's debut album came out 20 years ago, so I'm waiting to see what happens.
I think they'll put her in there.
I would imagine.
You know, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
She's also, a lot of people don't realize she's arguably the biggest donor that's ever been to the Country Music Hall of Fame. I'm crazy about her.
And then the announcement came. The inductees are Tim McGraw, Paul Overstreet, and the Stanley Brothers.
Some new inductees into the Country Music Hall of Fame. We're talking about Paul Overstreet, the Stanley Brothers, and Tim McGraw.
Taylor was not included. Now, the Tim McGraw part is almost poetic. Taylor Swift's very first single, the song that introduced her to the world 20 years ago, was literally called Tim McGraw. She named her debut single after the man who just got inducted in the same class she was passed over for. You can't write that kind of irony. The Hall of Fame only inducts 3 members per year, and there are artists who've been waiting 15 years or more. Tim McGraw himself has been eligible for over a decade, so this isn't a snub in the traditional sense. It's just the reality of a very limited process. Taylor has until 2037 to break the record as the youngest inductee ever. Johnny Cash was 48 when he got in. Taylor is 36. She has time. But that doesn't mean it doesn't sting to get passed over in your first year when the whole world was watching. Now, from a Nashville disappointment to something that is absolutely wild, because while Taylor is preparing for the biggest awards show appearance of her year, details about her honeymoon just leaked, and the itinerary reads like a world tour. Sources say Taylor and Travis have been planning this trip for weeks and have already told friends and family they will be completely off the grid for 3 weeks after the wedding. No phone calls, no social media, no outside contact unless there's an emergency. They want 3 weeks of complete invisibility before Travis reports to training camp. The itinerary reportedly starts in the Bahamas. From there, they head to Europe, the Italian coastline and Lake Como first, then Paris, then the French Riviera, and then Croatia. And the Croatia stop is deeply personal for Travis. Last year on the podcast, Travis and Jason discovered they have Croatian ancestry on their mother Donna's side. Their maternal great-grandmother Marie Stajduhar had Croatian parents who emigrated from the Gorski Kotar region in western Croatia. Travis said on the podcast that he has Croatian blood and didn't even know it.
Croatians, we found out, we just recently found out we were Croatian. We didn't even know.
That's why I got so excited when you said Croatian.
I got some blood.
The honeymoon would mark his very first visit to the ancestral homeland his family came from. Sources say Taylor already loves that part of the world from touring, and Travis is excited to take her there as part of this journey together. After Croatia, the couple reportedly heads to Greece, a private island where they plan to slow down, go sailing, and just breathe. Then Singapore. Then Australia, a country Taylor fell in love with during the Eras tour. Then Fiji. And finally Hawaii, giving Travis a short flight back to Kansas City before training camp starts on July 22nd. 9 destinations, 3 continents, 3 weeks, the Bahamas, Italy, Paris, the French Riviera, Croatia, Greece, Singapore, Australia, Fiji, and Hawaii. This isn't a honeymoon. This is the honeymoon tour. And honestly, for a woman who spent 2 years doing 149 stadium shows across 5 continents, a 9-stop honeymoon is just how she travels. Now, while the honeymoon plans are leaking and the awards show is approaching, there's another story playing out that involves 2 of Taylor's most important friendships going in completely opposite directions. Let's start with Selena Gomez, because Selena just keeps saying no, and Taylor just keeps asking. Sources say Taylor has asked Selena multiple times to be her bridesmaid, and every single time Selena has politely declined. Her reason is actually incredibly thoughtful. Selena has over 416 million Instagram followers. That's more than 135 million more than Taylor. She's worried that her presence in the bridal party would steal the spotlight from her best friend on the most important day of her life. One source said Selena told Taylor no, but I love you, multiple times. And Taylor's response? She's not taking no for an answer. Sources say Taylor intends to break her down. She wants Selena to be a major part of her big day, and she's not giving up. But here's the beautiful part. Even though Selena won't be a bridesmaid, she is still all in on the wedding. Sources confirm that Selena and Benny Blanco will definitely be there. And Selena is already working on her speech, which she's told friends is a tough job after the beautiful one Taylor gave at her own wedding back in October.
I did make a speech, but I actually made a point not to mention anything about my engagement. Nobody wants you to be like, hey, I know this is your wedding day, but like, you know, I was like, don't
it's not
mention
about
it. Like,
you.
maybe turn it around. Like, do you know what I mean? I talked about, you know, how happy I am for her and how just beautiful it's been to get to be a part of her life, but I did not make it about me.
So Selena is saying no to the bridal party, but yes to everything else. She's not absent. She's just choosing to support her friend from the crowd instead of the altar. And honestly, the fact that her reason is, I don't want to take attention away from you on your day might be the most Selena Gomez thing we've ever heard. Now let's talk about the person who is not getting that same consideration, because the contrast could not be more dramatic. Blake Lively is not invited to the wedding, period. Sources have been crystal clear about this. One insider said Taylor wants a drama-free day, and she no longer trusts Blake or Ryan. This comes after private text messages between Taylor and Blake surfaced during Blake's legal situation with Justin Baldoni. Taylor reportedly felt exposed and violated by the leak of those messages. She changed her phone number. Friends say the two haven't had a meaningful conversation in over a year, and then Travis made a move that confirmed everything. He unfollowed Ryan Reynolds on Instagram. That might sound small, but in the world of celebrity relationships, an unfollow is a statement. It's deliberate, it's visible, and it happened right in the middle of all the wedding planning. Sources linked the unfollow directly to the fallout from the leaked messages. Travis is standing with Taylor on this one. No ambiguity, no middle ground. Blake and Ryan are out. And with Blake's trial set for May 18th, less than a month before the wedding, the timing makes the decision even more final. Taylor is not going to have any loose threads hanging over her day. So let's put this entire week together. Taylor is making her first public appearance in 5 months at the iHeart Radio Awards on Thursday with 9 nominations. Nashville passed on her for the Country Music Hall of Fame in her first year of eligibility, the same class that inducted the man her first single was named after. Her honeymoon plans leaked, 9 destinations across 3 continents ending in Hawaii just before Travis reports to camp. Travis is about to visit Croatia for the first time to connect with his family's roots. Selena Gomez keeps saying no to being a bridesmaid but is writing a speech that she says has to live up to the one Taylor gave at her wedding, and Blake Lively is not invited, Ryan Reynolds got unfollowed, and Travis made sure the whole internet knows where he stands. 9 nominations, a Nashville snub, a 9-country honeymoon, a best friend who loves Taylor too much to stand next to her, and a former friend who will never stand next to her again. This is the most dramatic week of wedding season so far, and the ceremony is still 82 days away. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.